right, the last and final piece of the puzzle, and probably the one that took the most work to build out, is the Hammock Gear Dyneema Tarp with doors. Here it is in its final configuration, and I'll go over what I have done to set this guy up. First of all, I have it on one of the Dutchware continuous ridge lines, using the little Dutch hook on this end. I have their tarp sleeve. On this end, the ridge line uses the wasp. This makes it quick and easy for setting up your tension. I chose to use the Dyneema soft shackles on the Prussics for my to hold it up there. All right, so what I have built is I did all the guy lines. I made them out of the zingot. I spliced an eye in both ends so that you can use either end, and I just pop it over the stake like that. And I made little 4-inch continuous loops. I just half hitched over that with the Prussics, this to tighten up my guy lines. The ones on this side, you can see, are much longer, and because I pretty much set up the same way every time. If I'm going porch mode, this is the side that'll be porch mode, so I want a little bit longer guy lines on this side than on this side, which has slightly shorter. Okay, so I may end up reducing the length of those. Actually, these were some that I had made up a long time ago. Just got a little reuse out of them. For the door tie backs, I used a piece of shot cord, tie a little loop on the end of it, wrapped it around the D-rings. On the other end, the line lock hook. So all you have to do is come over here, hard to do one-handed, but hook it and draw it tight. These work really well. If I want to hold my doors open, that's one way I could do it. Okay, here's another way of tying the doors back. So this guy is just a shot cord, and simply run it over and hook it to the beastie on this side. And you can do that on the inside or the outside of the tarp. I'll do it on the inside and show you that. Okay, here it is, doors tied back on the inside. All right, and to open it up, giving more room on the inside, I'm trying a couple different things. One, I just used a piece of reflectix with a line lock hook on it, a small loop, and you just take, I can't do it with one hand, tighten that up to pull out. I pretty much did the same thing on the other side. If you notice, I put a larger loop to get over the handle of the trekking pole. Now, this is another experiment I was doing. This is just for fun. Is I made a little mini whoopee sling. Just hooked it on down here, and you can use this to tighten up. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. I can't do it with one hand, so it's going to be a mess. But yeah, it's just basically a little mini whoopee sling, and I did that just you know, in the spirit of being a hammock camper, and just for fun, something fun to do, because I like making these things. Yeah, just made a little mini whoopee sling. So that's my basic setup. So far, real happy with it. See it all put together. Lots of room under there. All right, well, I think we're ready to hit the trail. All right, guys, if you made it this far through the video, I really appreciate you sticking around and watching. That's my new hammock setup with the Dutchware Chameleon, hammock gear, incubator underquilt, and the hammock gear Dyneema Tarp. I had a really good time building this out. I'm hoping this next weekend to get out and get out to test it in the field for the first time, see how it goes. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. If you got any use out of this, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification. I'll be posting some more information about this later. After I get a few nights in the Chameleon, I want to do a comparison between it and the War Bonnet Blackbird XLC. I love my Blackbird. I got this second set up because my wife was wanting to go hiking with me, and she asked her tent or hammock, and she said hammock, and I was like, darn it, I'm gonna have to buy a whole new set of gear now. So that's kind of what this build out was for, just to have a second hammock. I know my daughter, she loves to hammock camp. My wife has shown some interest in wanting to hammock camp and do some hiking with me. So it's going to be fun to test out and be able to compare the two setups and see how they compare. And like I said, I'll do a video in the future after I get a few nights in the Chameleon, just to give a good comparison about that. And here at the end of the video, I'll throw up some specs on the how it weighed out after I built it out with all the hardware and everything. The hammock, how much it weighed, and get the weights on there. I can't remember the weights exactly. I'll post them at the end of the video, but I think the Chameleon came in just like half an ounce lighter than my War Bonnet, and I'll get all the weights on the tarp with all the tie outs and everything with a continuous ridge line, and get those, and I'll put those here at the end of the video. Again, thanks for watching, and check back, and we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.